The leading Democratic candidate for Colorado Attorney General is making false claims about her qualifications. Current Secretary of State and AG candidate Jena Griswold claims to have high-level courtroom experience she does not have, raising questions about both her experience and her honesty.
I'm going to take on the billionaires and corporations as Attorney General to protect.
That is Democratic Secretary of State Jena Griswold. She's running for Attorney General. That's Colorado's chief legal officer. And this claim by Griswold about her qualifications.
And in 2024, I followed the Constitution and argued at the Supreme Court that Donald Trump should not be eligible for president.
That claim is not true.
It's not a complicated thing.
It's false. No matter how many times Griswold says it during her campaign for AG, that she argued before the Supreme Court or argued at the Supreme Court, she didn't.
I found the Supreme Court argument exhilarating.
That is 9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson, and this is a certificate of his admission to the Supreme Court bar, where he actually did argue a case and won. Griswold was simply someone being represented in a case before the Supreme Court.
That's a far cry from actually getting to argue in front of the court itself.
When we asked Griswold's campaign why she's making these false claims, they responded with a statement saying, in part, the word argue does not exclusively mean oral argument.
When a lawyer presents an argument in person to the United States Supreme Court, they have argued before or argued at the Supreme Court. Anything else, it's not arguing to the court.
This is the woman who actually argued the case that Griswold is falsely taking credit for arguing before the court.
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the court.
Colorado Solicitor General Shannon Stevenson. That's her team photo on the day when she, not Jena Griswold, argued before the Supreme Court.
To a lawyer, the terms are entirely crystal clear, perhaps not to the general public.
That may have been true until the public sees this.
Griswold's Democratic primary opponents for AG all have extensive courtroom experience. Michael Doherty is a state and local prosecutor, Boulder County DA. Hetal Doshi is a federal prosecutor, and David Seligman is a consumer attorney. We asked Griswold's campaign if she has ever argued a case in any courtroom. They pointed to one case more than a decade ago, in 2011 or 2012, they said, in the District of Columbia. Records show that Griswold was only admitted to the D.C. bar for the final 5 months or so of that time frame, and Griswold's campaign did not provide details that would allow us to confirm that single case.